Hey everybody, Buzzsaw Gaming here, bringing you my top 5 Super Nintendo games. We've got our little buddy, Mr. Buzzsaw right there, hanging out on the Super Nintendo in between the Super Nintendo Advantage and the console itself. And playing in the background on the Sony Trinitron, we've got the original, the powerful Street Fighter 2. Anyways, about this console, I absolutely love Super Nintendo. I mean, depending on the day of the week you ask me, it's either my first or second favorite console of all time. It just took everything from the original Nintendo and made it better. Absolutely wonderful. Here's my Super Nintendo control set, complete in box. And it came with Zelda, A Link to the Past inside. Absolutely awesome. Loved it. I guess there's also a Super Nintendo control set with Super Metroid inside. I never saw it, but I hear there's one of those as well. The actual system right here, very simple. They fixed the front loading from the original Nintendo and made it a top loader with an eject button. Very easy. Super simple. You can modify it to play Super Famicom games by clipping two little things inside where the cart goes, and that was it. Although I never did that. I heard of people doing that. The controller, absolutely wonderful, one of the best. I mean, shoulder buttons came out, fits so good in your hand. And right there, the Super Nintendo Advantage, which is awesome for playing Street Fighter. Now into my top 5, my honorable mention first. That's why you see Tecmo Super Bowl hanging out all alone right here. That's my honorable mention. I sunk hours and hours and hours. I mean, I played this game for years and years. It's such a simple game. I mean, really, it's not a graphical showpiece whatsoever. There's no, amazing sprite work. Oh, taking a yawn right there. Relaxing. So anyways, I just played this a ton. It's just so much fun. It's an updated version from the original Nintendo version. It's updated. It's a lot of fun. I mean, in this honorable mention, I mean, I could have put a lot of games here. I mean, there's so many great Super Nintendo titles. I could have put ActRaiser here. I could have put Demon's Crest. I mean, just to name a few, or maybe Ninja Warriors. I mean, there's so many great games on the Super Nintendo. It's really hard to pick just 5. Their library is just absolutely phenomenal. But for me, my special mention, my honorable mention is Tecmo Super Bowl. Just because I put so much time into this game. It's just so much fun. He's yawning at me already. Yeah, absolutely love it. Tecmo Super Bowl, right here, honorable mention. Now going into the top games right here. Number 5, Contra 3, The Alien Wars. Now I remember playing Contra and Super C on the original Nintendo. Were absolutely awesome. I loved it. But this game, I mean, this is just something beyond. I mean, it's the most ridiculous game ever. It's just so over the top. It's so much fun. It's such a fantastic game. They did a great job. I mean, back then, just, Konami was doing wonderful. I mean, the Contra series, I mean, nowadays, where's the Contra series, right? I don't even really know. But it's just absolutely awesome. Absolutely loved it. So much fun. The bosses, I mean, the first boss is Giant Turtle. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous and just pure. When I think of, pure 16-bit fun, this is what I think about right here. Number 4, Turtles in Time. Now this was a miss for them because they didn't put this on the Super Nintendo mini system. They should have. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, Turtles in Time is so much fun. You can see my complete in box right there. Unfortunately, when I picked this up, it has some kid cut out the Super Nintendo part right there, so it's a damaged box, but I don't care. I love it. Turtles in Time. I mean, as far as a beat 'em up, I mean, it's just awesome. I love being able to throw the enemies towards the screen. Even one of the main bosses, I remember when you're fighting Shredder, you're throwing You're throwing the enemies at the screen in order to cause damage to him. So it's just so much fun. It was so creative. At the time, Turtles was huge. And this game, I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful. It just shows off the Super Nintendo, what the Super Nintendo could do. I mean, I know there's a Sega Genesis version as well. I heard that's good. I've never played it. But for me, Turtles in Time, you know, it's a really strong number 4 entry into our list here. Number 3, the original Street Fighter 2. I love this box art. I mean, this is just amazing. I love this game. And I think it's still cheap to this day. I'm not really sure. But I just remember just sinking hours and hours into this game. Just, oh my God. This game was an obsession for a whole generation, I think. I mean, it was just unbelievable. I remember close to my school, there was a little bakery shop. They had a couple arcade games, and this was one of them. And anytime you walked in there, there was kids playing. It didn't matter if school was in or out or whatever. There was always quarters on the screen, and people were always playing. As for me, I was always playing with Ken, I believe, was with the red outfit. I was using him, and I just liked his outfit, I guess. That's why I picked him, because the red outfit as opposed to the white outfit. But yeah, it was just so much fun doing those uppercuts and this. I mean, they just hit it out of the park with this. I mean, you never hear anyone talk about the original Street Fighter. I mean, Street Fighter 2 was like the ultimate sequel. It just completely demolished the one before it. So anyway, Street Fighter 2 right there, complete in box. So many memories from back in the day. Absolutely loved it. I couldn't imagine, that era without Street Fighter 2. It was that big of a deal. I mean, later came Mortal Kombat, of course, Mortal Kombat 2. That also was a big deal. But I still go back to the original Street Fighter. It's just, an absolutely awesome game. Absolutely loved it. Number 2, Zelda, Link to the Past. I mean, this was the whole reason that I bought the Super Nintendo to begin with, was because of Zelda. I mean, that was the main reason right there. As far as, on the original Nintendo, I played a lot of the original Zelda. I played a lot of Zelda 2, Link. I absolutely love Zelda 2. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it, but for me, that was my game. I played the whole thing to the end, the shadow boss, everything. No cheats, no secrets, nothing. Back then, you just did it. And so when A Link to the Past came out, I mean, this just blew me away. I mean, they went back to form, back to the original form of Zelda, back to the, top-down, look of Zelda. I just love the sprite work on here. I mean, the round trees, you can run and dash attack. There's a light world, a dark world, the enemies, I mean, the weapons, I mean, swimming in the river. I mean, there's just so much stuff you can do in this game. It's so beautiful. I mean, it's an absolute masterpiece. And as far as overall Zeldas, I mean, it's probably my second after Ocarina of Time. I absolutely loved it. And to be honest, when I first got my Super Nintendo, I mean, this was the only game I was playing. I mean, it was nothing else I was playing. I mean, it was just Zelda. Zelda, 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 Zelda. That's all I played probably for a year. I mean, at least. I mean, I didn't have a lot of games. I just had the one game, so it had to last me quite a while. So if you're going to get one game to last you a while, I mean, Zelda's probably the one to get, right? So anyways, number 2 as far as my top 5 for Super Nintendo is Zelda. Number 1, now what can beat Zelda? Well, it's only Super Metroid. I mean, it's the most amazing Metroid ever made. I don't think there's ever going to be another Metroid that's going to top it. I know might be controversial to say. I never got as into the 3D Metroids and stuff like that on GameCube. And I heard there's a new Metroid, a 2D style Metroid on Switch. I don't have a Switch, so I haven't played that. So I can't say how it is. But I just absolutely love it. I love the box art there. I mean, it's one of my favorite. Unfortunately, I don't have the cardboard box. I have this replica box with a manual inside. But I almost prefer these replicas because they're not breaking, like all the other ones are just slowly breaking down over time. Mr. Buzzsaw right there, flexing out his his beard a bit for you. But anyways, more about Super Metroid. I mean, when I first played it, it was just a revolution. It was just something so new, so different. I mean, on the original Nintendo, I played the original Metroid just forever. I mean, I just kept playing it. I even have it written down, like how many bombs to defeat Mother Brain at the end. I mean, I was just all over Metroid, the original Metroid. So Super Metroid, I mean, this is like a times 100 of that game, I would say. It's just the sprite work is great. It's big. The enemy bosses, I mean, they fill up the whole screen. And that was the wonder of like the 16-bit era. It's like the bosses. I mean, that's what you wanted. You wanted the bosses to fill up the whole screen. And Super Metroid does that. I mean, and all the cool weapons that you have. It's just, and the music. I mean, the music is amazing. I mean, I'm talking about the music of Super Metroid. It's just so eerie, so good. I mean, same with Zelda, Street Fighter as well. I mean, they all have really good music. I really like it. It's just so, you know, get you so into it, you know? Anyways, that's my Super Nintendo top 5 with an honorable mention. There's Mr. Buzzsaw right there. Looks like he's just hanging out today. No reason to rush anywhere. Anyways, please like and subscribe and share. I appreciate all that. And I really appreciate the kind comments. You guys are awesome. I mean, there's so many positive comments. I really look forward to reading and responding and all that. Anyways, have a wonderful day. And this is Mr. Buzzsaw signing out.